Hello my beautiful love goods, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to fixing yet another EA house slash monstrosity. Now, the previous builds that I have fixed on my channel, we'll say they had some charm. They looked kind of cute. We kind of appreciated them beforehand, and we loved them afterwards just as much too. This one, let me tell you, the Tinker House is something else. So this is Pigalock Manor, and it is in the beautiful, beautiful world of, well, not so beautiful yet, but the beautiful world of Evergreen Harbor. And oh my, it's so sad. Like, I feel like bad for the Sims team. Like, this roof is unfinished. Like, I don't know what the Sims team was going for with this house. I don't know. Like, I plan on making this like a cottagecore renovation of this house, but let me tell you beforehand, it's awful. It's awful. I mean, the roof, I don't know what to do with it. I actually already did this. I already started this renovation once already, but I actually really didn't like how it was going, just because it didn't, I don't know, it felt like it was going too far into the modern vibe, and I just felt like these Sims weren't into that. So I think I'm going to go for a more cottagecore, rustic, kind of renovated, look, something that looks like it's DIY, not this. So I hope y'all enjoy the renovation. I can already tell you that I want to open up this space a little bit. Like, I kind of want to make this all one open room right here, and then eventually just kind of, bring more greenery. And I'm not going to use any cheats, by the way. Just, I'm just gonna keep it with what money they've got anyways. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoy the renovation. Do let me know what you think of this house right now, because I had to fix the roof, but it's something else. Alrighty, my beautiful love goods, it is the next day, and I just finished recording the renovation of this house, and let me tell you, I love it. I love this house so much. I think it came out really well. I was pleasantly surprised. I can't even speak properly. I was so pleasantly surprised by the outcome. It actually came out great. I did say this house was horrible and ugly, and it kind of is. I wasn't attacking EA, by the way. I'm just saying it was bad, but I think it did have potential. It was just really hard to see it. It had what you could say good bones. So I just went in and just fixed the roof. I added a little bit of a turret thingy there. I thought that it made sense for the house to have one there, just because the roofing was really, like, I hated how flat, it wasn't flat, of course, but I hated how all the roofing was on one level, and I wanted to break that up a bit. So there's 3 different levels of roofing now instead of just 2, and I think it looks great. I love it. I think it looks like a house that's been here for a really long time, and Evergreen Harbor has just kind of built itself around it. But this house, maybe the family that has owned this house over the years or whatever you want to say, maybe there's like some protections, some, deeds or something. I don't really understand that stuff. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like, there's some kind of protection preventing this house from being like, renovated in a modern way. And so that's why nobody really bought it, nobody really liked it, and then the Tinkers came along and they fixed it up and they made it look like a dark academia heaven. It's just, oh my gosh, I love it so much. But I spent quite a while just fixing the windows and just getting everything looking nice. And I didn't limit myself on packs. I just limited myself on using the simoleons that they had remaining, just because I was like, oh, maybe they saved this money up to renovate this house, blah blah blah. So I did fix the back a little bit, because the back confused me a lot. I didn't understand, like, I genuinely didn't understand the point of that. I don't know. It was very confusing, but I fixed that, and honestly, it looked better in the end, and very, very happy about it. I removed the freeze as well and just added my own trim there. I think that looks a little bit better. The colors are just right. The freezes that we have, which are those really thick, chunky trim pieces that go around the rooms, they don't come in the wooden tones like I was wanting, so I just went with the trim instead, and it looks pretty good in the end, so I think it worked out. And also, I haven't used this fence it's not really a fence, it's like a brick wall, but I haven't used this in like any build like at all, so I thought I would share it. I think it's from the Romantic Garden pack. It's this brick wall with like the vines and the ivy growing on it, and I don't know, it just looked really good here for some reason. It added a little bit of a color variation because I tend to get into this bad habit of just wanting to use the same like shades of brown for all the wood tones, and so I'm trying to change it up so that it doesn't look so like solid, you know. So with the fencing and the brick and then the windows and everything, and I also added some little, they're not balconies because you can't really access them, but they're technically balconies, I guess. They were really just so that they could cover the windows and like the front door here. I used that like that low like stone wall from the Vampire game pack, and then yeah, so the build part of this was honestly so much fun. I really loved the outcome, and I love how it looks. I used primarily, I'm pretty sure I obviously used the Strangerville windows, but I did use a bit of Vampire Game pack, as well as, I think these bricks are from the Realm of Magic pack. I could be mistaken. They could be the ones from Get Famous. I tend to get them confused. I think it's the Realm of Magic, but yeah. And the landscaping, for the most part, I did use the Show Live Edit Objects plants. I don't really go for those very often just because I tend to get lazy and I hate scrolling through all of this stuff, let's be real, but I really needed to for this build because I wanted to fill in the space without spending any simoleons, so that's what I did here, and honestly it looks really, really nice. I love how it came out. I love the variety of plants that I used, and I don't know, it's nice. This is definitely kind of a dream home, to be honest. I wouldn't want my house to be this big, but honestly, it's kind of amazing. So I would probably live in it. Let's be honest. It's so cool. I love Dark Academia. It's definitely the Dark Academia style. And really quickly here, you can see that the office and that bathroom were the same size, so I just swapped them. I know the bathroom being kind of off the living room is a little bit odd, but I really didn't like the bathroom just being right there as you walk in. I don't know, it didn't speak to me, so I just swapped those rooms. No particular reason other than that. And I did try to keep the original floor plan. I was going to break down that wall and just have this be an all open space, but I felt like that wasn't really it didn't feel like a manor to me. So I closed this room back off later on. And I love this wallpaper. This wallpaper is from the base game. Can you believe that? It's from the base game, but it just fits so well in here. I was going to change the flooring also to this Jungle Adventure flooring, but I decided to change it back to the Eco Lifestyle flooring that was already there. I just thought that made more sense, just maybe because maybe they just kind of redid the flooring and it was already there, but they just kind of fixed it up, you know, they polished it, they got it worked on, you know, just to kind of repurpose it. And yeah, I don't know, I really love it. I love the grandeur, but the kind of rusticness of this at the same time. I'm not quite sure how to describe it, but it is just Dark Academia with a hint of like Victorian, Edwardian flair, I guess. You could say that, but yeah. But I did struggle to find plants to put in this house because I didn't really know like what would look appropriate in here. I do later on find that base game like palm tree plant thing, I don't know what it's called, but I found out that looks beautiful with the Dark Academia style. It makes so much sense because it's very much like a Victorian kind of, I don't know, something. Like I saw it in the Goth house and was kind of confused, but once I implemented it with the furniture and everything, it looked really nice. So you'll see me place that later on. And I was trying to go with that orange couch and chairs, but I changed them to something better later on. It's much nicer, so don't worry. But yeah, I think that if I limited myself to just using the base game and eco lifestyle, I definitely could have done this house. There was just a few things that, I obviously really needed, which was, those windows from the Strangerville pack, which are kind of essential to me. Like, I know the Strangerville pack gameplay wise is not boring by any means. Like, it's actually kind of incredible, but it's definitely it's not replayable in my opinion. I think it might be something you do like once in a very blue moon, but to me that it doesn't really fit in with The Sims 4, like what you do. Like, I don't know, it's not something I want to go back to all the time, but the content build by mode wise is incredible, especially for builds like this. The windows are kind of essential, as well as the doors. The doors are stunning. They're my favorite doors in the entire game. Like, front doors, the inside doors, everything perfect. But anyways, so here I separated these rooms again with these archways, and I'm very glad I did this because it's actually kind of cool. You can actually sit in the living room. Well, the sim can sit in the living room, and you can kind of see from where they're sitting all the way into the kitchen. And there's just something about like the archways kind of being visible from each other. Just, I don't know what it is. I just like that it just kind of draws your eye. There's something about it. I don't know. It's just speaking to me. And the dining room, I kept the original chairs and dining table. I just recolored them because I wasn't liking how like light they were. So I just kind of darkened them up a bit, and that looked really good, I think, personally. Yeah, these chandeliers from the Vampire game pack, let me tell you, they came in such handy with this house. They just look so perfect. I never really get the chance to use them because a lot of the times I used to build like smaller tiny houses, and most of the time they were more modern or traditional, like American tiny houses, or they just had shorter wall heights. So I didn't really get the opportunity to use these really amazing chandeliers that if you use the shorter wall height with those, they're just going to be like almost to the ground. So this house was on the highest wall height, and honestly, it's fun. I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like I'm slowly learning how to use the taller wall height now. So yeah, I'm getting a little less I'm becoming a little less afraid of building these larger homes. So bear with me. These renovations are honestly teaching me a lot too. So that's a good thing. And also, I'm sorry if I stumble on my words a little bit. I have trouble doing voiceovers anymore. I tend to overthink what I'm saying, but then I don't think about what I'm saying at the same time. Like, when you overthink everything, but at the same time, you don't think about what you're saying in the moment. You kind of overthink what you just said, and then it's just a repetition and just nonsense. But I tried to make sure that they didn't end up broke at the end of this renovation, but they only had 500 simoleons. I mean, it was a process. It happens, but I am very happy with the outcome of this house nonetheless. It is stunning. I am very happy with it. All the smack, what do these kids say these days? I don't know. But all of the things, like me being super critical of the house previously, yes, I'm still right, I would say, in that, because the house was poorly done, I would say. Like, I don't know. I was playing The Sims 3 the other day, and I found that the houses, like the pre-built houses in The Sims 3, were so good. Like, they weren't like perfect, obviously, but they were amazing. Like, I don't know, they had a lot of character. They looked like they took their time building. But in The Sims 4, the pre-built houses, at least as time has went on with the release of different packs and stuff, I found that they've kind of gotten like worse, like in a bad way, worse. Like, not like, oh, haha, this is kind of ugly, let me fix this. In like, oh, this was incredibly rushed looking. What were they doing? Like, I'm not blaming the creators of the Sims game itself. Like, I'm not, like, the developers, stuff like that, I'm not blaming them. I'm kind of blaming EA, because at the end of the day, EA is the company that essentially like distributes and markets and owns The Sims, essentially. And so they have deadlines, and they push those deadlines probably incredibly harsh. So let's say that they're just being money hungry and wanting the game out to be they're wanting the game to be out as soon as possible. So, obviously the Sims team won't have time to make nice looking houses. And it's a shame because I think they can do it. They really can. But, I have seen them build, so maybe they can. But at least they're able to build a house that doesn't look like it's half done, because this house definitely felt like that. It definitely felt half done. The roofing it looked like they hadn't even finished the roofing. They looked like they had placed down a bunch of roof pieces. They hadn't even finished painting the roof. Like, pieces of the roof were one texture and pieces of the roof were the other texture. I'm butchering my words again. I'm sorry, but anyways, moving back on into decorating this house. So I went to do the kids' room here, and initially I was going to make it to where it could be like a room where the daughter could just kind of grow into, because the Tinkers are, a married couple of beautiful ladies, and they have a daughter, and this would be her bedroom. But I was going to try to make her a bedroom that she could kind of grow into, but I decided to replace the double bed with a single bed, and yeah, it was nice. I was trying to kind of cut corners and not place too many items at this point, just because we were starting to run a little low on funds. We were like 16,000 at this point. I was like, ooh, I haven't really done the other bedroom. And yeah, I forgot about that second like office space upstairs though. Let me tell you, I completely forgot to even go touch that room. Like, the furniture is still sitting there. We can say that's for, them to fix later on. They just decided to have that be a storage room, we'll say, because I forgot. But I'm really, really happy with the master bedroom. It's very simple. I didn't really put a lot of items in it, but I really like the bed that I use. This is from Cats and Dogs. It's kind of my favorite bed. I love it. And then the end tables are from the Get Together pack, as well as those are base game lights, and then the vampire armoire and some Discovery University chairs, and then I put a fireplace. I think the fireplace just made it right for me. I had never really put a fireplace in a bedroom before, but I'm like, why haven't I done this? This is so like realistic, and it was nice. And I just wanted to be in that bedroom and just like be reading a book next to the fire, and it'd be snowing outside, and have a record player on, and it'd be a time where everyone had rights, but it was still felt like old timey and vintage and beautiful. That's like utopian right there, and I guess I'm doing that in The Sims 4. But anyway, that is pretty much it for this renovation. Let me know what you all think in the comments down below, and do you think I did it justice? I know that it's kind of a complete and total style change completely, but I don't know. I just feel like Dark Academia Cottagecore fits in with that, approach when it comes to being eco. So, because it's reusing old things. But anyway, that is pretty much it. Thank you all so very much for watching. Stay weird and beware of the nargles. I made a I said, tell me your story. Got an open and wrote something for me. Then he kept walking on down the road, and I watched him disappear like smoke. And I thought I'd just seen a ghost. Then I looked down at what he wrote. It said, son, when you grow up you'll be fine. I know you've got questions on your mind. Life is gonna happen one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Stop looking for the answers, and you'll find what you've got. I met a young